Hey guys, good morning. I just want to get on here, share a little. So one of the things I use mainly in my life, I call the 1, 2, 3, 4's. One is your voice, two is your diet, three is your hygiene, and four is the rewards you get from focusing on those things. One, your voice. Your voice is basically, obviously, your voice, the things you say and don't say, how you say them, body language, all those things, the tone of those things, the tone of your voice, the body language, your facial expressions, all those things. Um, let your yes be yes and your no be no, right? The book called The Four Agreements talked about being integral with your word, right? The integrity of the things I say. It's a great book, by the way. I've read it multiple times. I will read it multiple more times. That's one of the messages I believe I need regularly in my life. And I already talked about diet the other day, right? The diet being the things that we eat. We ingest them through our mouths, the things that we watch. We ingest through our eyes and the things that we listen to. We ingest them through our ears, right? I believe hygiene is important too, right? To me, hygiene, I break it down kind of simple. Smell and appearance, right? And that basically starts from the flesh of my skin to my clothes, my room, how my house looks, to my yard. It's one of those things that has a ripple effect, like when you drop a pebble in a pond, the ripple effect through my life, right? Not just my yard, my street. How does my neighborhood look, right? And I do my best to focus on those three things, right? And focusing on those three things regularly will keep me busy, right? And what those do is those produce rewards in my life. And if I'm not too fond of the rewards I'm getting, I don't go out and try to change the world. I turn my focus inward and I start focusing on my 1, 2, 3's, right? I go back to my voice. I go back to my diet. I go back to my hygiene. And I just repeat those things. And I continue to focus in and try to improve myself. Again, Andy Frisella is talking about the personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion. And I love that, right? Because that's how I'm not going to get back at people by returning evil for evil or any of those things. I'm going to get back at them by improving my life and succeeding past the point of their expectation. Right? So I'm going to continue to focus on 1, 2, 3's, 1, 2, 3's, 1, 2, 3's. And that's all I do. All I do. And don't get me wrong, I get sidetracked and I get derailed in social media and news headlines and those things. If my job is covering the bills that I need and all that stuff that could worry me, right? That distracts me from the goal of life, which is improving, honoring God, loving my family, and improving the society in which I live, right? So I focus on the 1, 2, 3's, 1, 2, 3's, 1, 2, 3's. And what happens is I can sit back and I can, on a regular basis, realize how much better the rewards are in my life today from how I used to live, right? The things I used to invest myself into. So on a recap, I like to focus on my 1, 2, 3, 4's, 1 being voice, 2 being diet, 3 being hygiene, and in no specific order. All three of those are equally important. They keep me occupied, and 4 is the rewards I get from those things. And I love that. I love watching the rewards of my life. I do my best to live a life of recovery, and recovering from who I was at any time in my past, right? It's always about improving myself for the better of obviously myself, my family, my society, and most of all God, right? So thanks for chiming in. Thanks for listening. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Thank you so much.